Welcome back, trainers. So the Swords of Justice have been a bit bland, not too exciting. Yes, Terrakion is going to be fantastic as far as a rock type attacker, but we're just not into it, are we? But we have a little bit of hope. We have Keldeo in the future. We're going to be going over that, how useful it's going to be possibly, as well as the counters. And we're also going to be talking about the next community days. We have the possibility of Empoleon, and then my guess, possibly also Garchomp. Could we possibly see these? Very much so. They even have given us the dates, but no specific Pokemon yet. Now, let's go ahead and look at Virizion here, because this will be coming out tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, the 17th, at 1 p.m. your local time zone. Those legendary eggs will start hatching these. Now, this is going to be a grass and fighting type. I do have the 100% IVs on the screen here. Max CP is going to be 3022, attack 192, defense 229, and stamina 209. It's going to be weak to fairy, fire, 4 times weak to flying because of those typings, ice, poison, and psychic, resisting dark, electric, grass, ground, rock, and water. The quick moves are quick attack and Zen headbutt. Charge moves are going to be stone edge, close combat, and leaf blade. Now, close combat just did get some sort of a buff. Well, at least it's not going to take as much energy to finally get off in PvP, specifically, not PvE. So that might find some usability. Otherwise, this Pokemon is shaping up to be something you don't really necessarily want. But here is a bit of good news. You're going to be able to duo this very easy. So you might want to just go out there and do a bunch simply for the rare candies or possibly those TMs. Although you will get a guaranteed charge TM in those tier 4 raids. Now let's go ahead and look at the counters here. This is going to be in neutral weather with best friend bonuses. So if we take a look at the first counter, which is going to be the best one all around despite the weather, that's going to be Moltres with wing attack and sky attack. It's going to take 15 of those with a time to win of 444 seconds. By the way, I will have links in the description to these sources that I'm using here. Honchkrow is going to be next with peck and sky attack. It is going to take 21 of those with a time to win of 441 seconds. Then Rayquaza with air slash and aerial ace. Unpheasant, very interesting, coming in at that number 4 spot, air slash and sky attack. And then Mewtwo with confusion and Sight Strike is getting outperformed by the flyers because Virizion is going to be grass and fighting, 4 times weak to flying. And now taking a look at windy weather with best friend bonuses, Moltres has a time to win of 371 seconds with the same moveset, 13 of those, pretty insane. Then you have Honchkrow, then Rayquaza, Unpheasant, and then Mewtwo, and then followed up by Ho-Oh right behind it with hidden power flying. All right, hidden power flying on that one. So it's shaping up to look like Moltres is going to be the key to this right here. And we also went over those weaknesses. So if you do have Pokemon like, say, a Gardevoir, Togekiss, other types that are going to be super effective to it, those are going to work if you're going in with a big group. It doesn't really matter. You could just pick whatever and you should be good to go. This is going to be a generally weak Pokemon, and it is going to be most likely recommending flyings. Therefore, it's just going to get wiped out. Now, taking a look at sunny weather here, Moltres is still calling for flying type because of the flying type moves are going to be so strong against it. And then finally, Chandelure is going to be coming in at that number 6 spot with Fire Spin and Overheat with a time to win of 588 compared to Moltres at that number 1 spot with 445 still way outpacing it even in the sun. And keep in mind, these numbers here are with best friend bonuses attached. So if you're trying to go out there and duo this is going to be very easy for you to do. Now taking a look at Keldeo here, pretty cute. This is a part of the Swords of Justice. It is going to be a mythical, so I don't know if they're going to actually do a special research for it or they're going to actually release it in the raids, because we did see of course, Darkrai, that is a mythical as well. You're not able to trade that, so keep that in mind. This Pokemon may follow along the same lines of that one. So you better get out there and try to get one and not just procrastinate and then, oh, my friend will catch one and I'll trade it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to trade it. Water and fighting type for this thing. It does have 2 forms, same stats, so we're not going to go over all that. Water and fighting type, max CP 3,698, attack 270, defense 192, and stamina 209. It's going to be weak to electric, fairy, flying, grass, and psychic, resisting bug, dark, fire, ice, rock, steel, and water. Quick moves are going to be low kick and poison jab. Charge moves are going to be close combat, hydro pump, X scissor, and aqua jet. Pretty nice diverse movesets here. As far as the quick moves, unfortunately, it's not looking great. Low kick is horrible. Let's take a look at the weaknesses. Weak to fairy. Fairy and grass. So you're going to be getting Poison Jab, which is going to be doing super effective to those. So you have a little bit of coverage there. In PvP, close combat's a little bit better. As far as gyms and raids, not looking so hot. Aqua Jet, pretty spammy. X Scissor, a little bit more coverage for that grass type, I suppose. But Yeah, the quick moves though, I don't know. I don't know, guys. As far as PvE, gyms and raids, not looking so hot here. And taking a look at the top counters to go up against it, you have Mewtwo at the top, followed up by Latios, Espeon, Metagross, Gallade, Raikou, Electivire, and then Gardevoir there. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the top counters. Mewtwo with Confusion and Sight Strike coming in with a time to win of 524 seconds. It's going to take 21 of those. Then you have Latios with Zen Headbutt and Psychic, 22 of those. Time to win 663. I don't know about the Metagross. If you have a secondary move purchase, more than likely you're going to have that with Meteor Mash because of the community day, and that expensive secondary move is going to cost you 75,000. So a lot of people are probably just going to have Meteor Mash. But if you have a Metagross already with Psychic and you evolved it before community day, then that one's going to work great. Taking a look at the 7 through 12, we have Electivire with Thundershock and Wild Charge. It's going to take 36 of those. I do believe that this will be able to possibly be duoed, depending on the right circumstances. Gardevoir with Confusion and Psychic. It's going to take quite a few of those. Rayquaza with a double Sky Attack moveset. A Zelf, unfortunately, is not that great anymore because, well, Psychic's a lot better. Future Sight, it's just going to be the less superior Psychic type move. Now, taking a look at the future community days, we just got a few dates in which they're going to tell us ahead of time. They didn't actually specify on the Pokemon. By the time this video comes out, it might have already been announced. But if they announced it, it is what it is. I'm just taking my guesses here. So Empoleon or Garchomp, the next community day is going to be going down January 19th, 2020 from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. in your local time zone. So make sure you prepare. This is going to be on a Sunday, as you can see here. So I will be putting a link at the top, a card, so you can click on the Garchomp video. I'm not going to go into that one extensively in this video because I've done that already. Give it its own video. We're going to go ahead and talk about Empoleon here. It's going to be a water and steel type, and it's going to have a max CP of 2,900, attack 210, defense 186, and stamina 197. It's going to be weak to electric, fighting, and ground. This is crazy. Look at the resistances here. Resisting ice, poison, steel, bug, dragon, fairy, flying, normal, psychic, rock, and water. Empoleon, let's go. Quick moves are going to be Metal Claw and Waterfall. Charge moves, Blizzard, Hydro Pump, and Flash Cannon. Now, if it got a community day, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say it's going to get Hydro Cannon, right, guys? I mean, they haven't really gone off the beaten path as far as the starters and picking new charge moves. So Empoleon is shaping up to be decent with all of those resistances, although we have those fighters it's going to be weak to, which we see those readily available all the time that people are using in PvP. So who knows? But let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers here. So as far as pure water attackers, at the top we have Kingler with Bubble and Crabhammer, sitting at 16.9 DPS, a TDO of 371. Not so great on the TDO. It's going to be very glassy, but putting off a ton of damage. Then you have Kyogre with Waterfall and its newly added move Surf, sitting at 16.4 and a massive TDO of 610. So you're better off just going with those unless you had a bunch of lucky Krabbies you evolve into Kingler. And then you have Crawdaunt, Swampert, Feraligatr, and then finally Empoleon down here with Waterfall and Hydro Cannon sitting at 15.1 and then a TDO of 447. So it's not looking all bad, but I mean, it's just going to be another Pokemon to add. Definitely make one for, you know, the various different leagues, and we'll have to see where it takes us as far as PvP. It's going up against raids. It's going to be okay. Now, we may get Garchomp very soon, and I'm not going to say January because I'm going to show you a little trick here. If we go back to this year of 2019 in January, we did get Totodile for our community day with Feraligatr Hydro Cannon. So I think we might just see Garchomp coming in possibly for February. Now, like I said, I will put a link, a card at the top here or in the description to the Garchomp breakdown, community day, and discussion. Dragon Rush is a possibility for it. It might have a very, very quick cooldown. But honestly, even if it received this move here, I don't think it's still going to be on the level of the other dragon types that are at that #1 spot. That's not going to say it's not going to be good or anything. It might even be fantastic for PvP. But the move that I honestly think that it will possibly be getting, and let's go ahead and take a look here, is going to be Earth Power. So as you can see here, Excadrill is going to still be outperforming it with Earthquake as well as Drill Run. And then we have the Landorus at the top there. So Garchomp with Mud Slap and Earth Power is going to be sitting at 15.7 DPS with a TDO of 577. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, even with its newly added buff to Mudshot. So basically Mudshot is just doing a little bit more damage now. But I'm very excited to see what we are going to be getting in February. And I just want to put out a little disclaimer. Guys, I don't really think we're going to be getting a Lucario Community Day. It's a possibility, but more than likely, it's just going to be a Hatchathon. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll be catching you all next time.